There isn't a single helluva character that fell from grace more than Striker managed to do, going from beloved and many fans' favorite to a laughingstock. But what if I told you Striker never actually changed? Why did his perception shift so drastically if he stayed the same? Are we all just overreacting? Well, let's take a look at what people are complaining about. The most common point is very simple. Striker turned from cool and menacing to a weak idiot. Though, did he really get any weaker? It sounds reasonable to assume this after he ran away from both of his last two fights. But he did the same thing in the fight before that as well, which was in his first ever episode. So acting that way was totally in line of what we've seen before. Additionally, in I.M.P he gets hit by an explosion and set on fire. Of course he had to flee. And is he more of an idiot now than he used to be? Yes, he looks like a fool and mastermind, but so did he during the Harvest Moon Festival.
Huh. The free working finally slowing down?
Oh no, freelance isn't free, it's a... Never mind.
You could argue imps are society's lowest class, and in this very episode, Striker himself points out how special Blitz having a business really is, so it makes sense he's not familiar with this word. Yet wouldn't the same arguments work for grimoire too? Of course Striker doesn't have a clue how to pronounce it, Blitz didn't even know what it means, so there wasn't a real change here either. Another big turning point for many Strikerholics that I myself criticized in the last episode was the statue he had of himself in his lair with a boner, and yeah, that's a bit much. I get why people hated seeing him this off-puttingly arrogant. To be fair though, in the Harvest Moon Festival, he sang a song right after winning the competition about how great he is. Even the double standard of him hating royalty while working for royalty was already present during his first appearance. However, a large part of a fandom doesn't just decide that a character they loved got ruined on a whim. If all of these factors existed before, why did they suddenly turn into a problem? Well, this is where it starts to get a bit weird. Before I tell you why though, I'm currently working towards my goal of getting monetized till the end of this year. If you want to help me and have enjoyed the video, or the possible trench warfare in the comment section so far, please leave a like and subscribe. As I said, how Striker acts doesn't change drastically. He gets more frustrated and hateful of the imps over time, but that's mostly it. What changed is how his actions are portrayed. Yes, he fled from the fight in Harvest Moon, but he did it with a smile on his face, still in total control of the situation. It was a rational and pragmatic decision. While in I.M.P he was clearly forced to do it, and in Western Energy, I can't even tell you why he fled. He was not only able to keep on going, he was clearly winning. A statue nearly hit him. So he dashed away from a fight that was going his way? No matter if he actually is, this makes him look weak, and it doesn't end there. The part of the statue that almost fell on him was of course his boner. In a fight that's already hard to take seriously, as we keep cutting away to the comic relief that is Luna at the vet. All of this combined makes him losing the fight feel a lot more embarrassing than it needed to be. How about, instead of Striker almost getting hit by the statue and running away for no reason, the statue falls on his leg. Millie wants to stall this, trying to help him, while Moxie is going after Striker, who just grins and asks him if he'd rather try to capture him or save his boss's lover. Casually limping away as we hear Millie yell that she needs Moxie's help to save Stolla's life. Striker would have lost the fight. He would have gotten away, the M&Ms would have saved Stolas. Everything ends with the exact same consequences. But Striker's treated as a serious and menacing antagonist. Yes, it would be fairly similar to how the first fight ends, but I don't think that's a big problem. Him running away a third time though? In a way that's even more pathetic than the last one? I like Striker. I really enjoy this character, but it's getting so difficult to think of him as a threat. He lost every single fight he's in because he ran away. The first time it was fine. The second time he was beginning to feel slippery, but by the third time he just looks like a coward. Doing it once is totally valid, but why are we repeating it over and over again? Just like him working for royalty. He has monologued about how much he hates them multiple times, but he keeps working for them, almost exclusively. We can rationalize why he did it the first time, as Garisha can only be killed with angelic weapons, which are quite hard to get. So him working for Stella in order to acquire them makes total sense. But by now, 3 out of 4 appearances show him following royalty's commands, and the only time he doesn't, he's still just a hitman for someone else targeting imps. He has the weapons to go after the elite, he doesn't need Stella or Andrelphus anymore, yet he keeps working for them, being so loyal that he, a hitman, publicly shared who he was supposedly employed by? This should destroy his career. No one would employ an assassin that openly tells everyone who he works for. He sacrificed everything for the polar opposite of the goal he claims to have, without any kind of explanation. The 3 options I can come up with is he's either forced to do it by Andrelphus, just that petty, or too dumb to realize what's going on. And all 3 would make him feel less threatening. And while me saying he's dumb enough to act this way now objectively contradicts my earlier claim that he didn't actually get any dumber, it wouldn't feel out of character anymore. Yes, in Harvest Moon, him thinking freelancing means working for free made him look like a bit of an idiot, but would you really say he came across as dumb in the episode overall? I definitely wouldn't. He had a dumb moment, but didn't seem like a dumb person. After all, he was working at Millie's parents' farm in order to gain access to location he can target Solus from. That's a good plan. His way of trying to convince Blitz to join him was not only smart, but also very well done. All things considered, Striker came across as quite intelligent, in spite of one moment. In Mastermind, he once again has one moment that makes him look foolish. But that scene takes up about 95% of his screen time while feeling a lot worse. Genuinely asking Andrelphus what he's supposed to say in front of everyone he's trying to lie to. Yet, at the end of the day, he didn't get dumber. Both moments are him not knowing what a word is, and I'd argue both are due to his overconfidence. With the freelancing thing, it led to him being ignorant about his gaps in knowledge. While in Mastermind, he knew that he would have this problem. The word is written down on his hand like a dozen times, yet he only asked Andrelphus for help when he had no other option. The moments are actually almost identical, but how they come across, wildly different. One is a funny throwaway gag, the other forces all of your attention to it, while being the main thing he does in the episode. Yet, if we ask a lot of very vocal fans, they will tell you that these changes in how Striker is presented are completely intentional. We saw a cool, hot cowboy a single time, but when the show started to reveal that his coolness is a facade, that he loses his temper and isn't just arrogant, he's straight up in love with himself. We all got angry and complained about him being ruined since he turned out to be quite different from my headcanon. And if you are one of the Striker defenders with this opinion, first of all, thank you for sticking around even though I disagree, but second, so what? I've heard dozens of people try to defend Striker this way, but if fans loved his character before and now think he isn't enjoyable anymore, why would it be better if this shift was intentional? It has led to dozens of "they ruined Striker" videos, turned away so many fans, and destroyed a lot of people's favorite character as they don't like who Striker now is, including me. I loved him in Harvest Moon, thought he was okay in Western Energy, was kinda annoyed by him in Oops, and just straight up hated him in Mastermind. If him being this way really is an intentional decision, That's honestly a lot worse than them just fucking up. But to some extent, they are right. Striker's whole arc is him slowly going off the deep end, not being able to handle losing against the imps over and over again, meaning he is supposed to change, becoming desperate for a win and growing extremely spiteful of Blitz in the process. So who knows, maybe the reason he keeps working for Andrelphus really is pettiness. Him using these jobs as a way of targeting someone close to Blitz. Maybe he did tell everyone that Blitz hired him to kill Stolas, which should end his hitman career, because he thought it was worth it. His downward spiral is portrayed so poorly that I am genuinely unable to tell you if that's the case or not. It would be the consequence of the emotional development of a character whose emotions the show decides not to share with us. Any claim I could make about why he acts the way he currently does or which part of his character are supposed to be different now wouldn't be me talking about what Helluva is trying to tell us. It would be a fan theory, and while headcanons can be fun, they shouldn't be required to understand something this basic, and they are not the point of this video. Hey, sorry this video took a month to release for some reason. If you made it this far, please leave a like and subscribe. And now, go fight in the trenches of the comment section.